So what's up guys, my name's Ash and welcome back to a brand new video. Now I know I haven't been posting a lot recently, well I haven't actually posted in about 2 months, but that's just simply because there's been nothing to post. You know, there's been nothing interesting. FIFA 17 was dying, Infinite Warfare got boring, I was doing my GCSEs, starting sick form, getting on my A levels, you know, all that kind of stuff, and I didn't want to just churn out some crappy ass commentary which had no relevance or meaning to anyone, you know, something which people didn't want to watch at all. So I just went about my thing, played FIFA, you know, chilled out with my mates, played Infected on COD, you know, all the kind of fun stuff which YouTubers do sometimes miss out on because they're doing series and everything. I really didn't want to make some crappy ass videos which nobody would watch. Anyway, that's to explain my absence, that's why I haven't been here. Bit of a shit excuse, but still, that's why I was gone. Anyway, before we get into what we're on about, I believe the gameplay you're watching now is from the Sunday when I was Gold 1. I just decided to include it because it has a mad comeback from me. And it's just so you don't get bored from me talking. And it's mainly to prove a point which I'm going to explain later on in the video. But by the title, you're probably wondering, how did you beat BorasLegend, the man from #United, the pro FIFA player, the former world champion from the Challenge series, the #1 ranked player in Sweden? How did somebody as bad as you beat him? By the way, nice goal from Isco. To start things off, I don't think I'm anyone special in this game. Like, I don't think I'm necessarily bad because I do get elite. Well, in fact, this is the first time I've got elite in FIFA 18. I did used to get it often in FIFA 17, but that's not the point. But the point I'm trying to get at is there's still a lot of people out there which are better than me. I've never got top 100 properly or anything like that. And sometimes that's a good thing because it just makes me want to try harder. It makes me want to push on and become a better player. And when I compare myself to a pro player such as Boras, I put them on such a level where I don't even begin to touch the surface of where they're at. You know, to the point where you think they're a million miles away from you, like they are just on a completely different level, which they are to a certain extent. But then after thinking that, I put into perspective that I'm only a few wins behind them in the weekend league. Like, even though I haven't got Elite 1, even though I haven't got top 100, I am only a few wins away from them. Which means, strictly speaking, I do have a pretty good chance of winning, because even though I'm a few wins behind, even though I'm not as good, I still know how to play the game, I still have chances to score, you can get lucky, you know, all that kind of stuff. You just have to hope it's on your side. You're all probably waiting for the gameplay of me playing #Boras, so I'm just going to get on with it and explain what I did and how I got in the game. So as you can see, I have a pretty decent team there, you know, Griezmann, Martial, Bale, all them. Bale was actually packed in a 2-player pack, so I got really lucky with that. And when I pressed ready here, I noticed the #United kit, and I was wondering if like anybody could get that. I was like a bit confused, and then I saw the team, I was like, oh my goodness me. Like, let's be real, that team is outrageous. And more importantly, outrageously attacking. You need to remember that. Look, Alaba, Boateng, Ferdinand, you know, all them. Not gonna lie, when I saw his team, I thought I was screwed, but I took a minute to think about how I could actually go about this. And I knew that because he was such a good player, he used a 4-3-2-1 formation, which is definitely attacking, not really good at defending. I decided to just try and soak up the pressure in the game and maybe hit him on the break. So I thought a good formation for this would be the 4-2-3-1 because of the 2 CDMs, you can cut the passing lanes, you can intercept the ball quite well. And to be completely honest, my game plan was to just completely shut him out from the game. I know people don't like parking the bus, but what you're going to see is actually quite remarkable. You can see that we've kicked off. I was lucky enough to actually get kickoff. And I was trying my best to keep possession, and I gave it away quite sloppily there. So I was thinking to myself, this is actually going to be quite difficult because he's obviously, you know, going to be on to me with everything I do. But like, I started to get in these few interceptions, which gave me a little bit of confidence. Like, me knowing the ball was there to be won, it does kind of fill you up a bit with confidence. The reason I specifically chose the 4-2-3-1 is because it's very good defensively. Like, you can get away with controlling your CDMs, snatching the ball. Like, when they're running at your back line, one of your CDMs will actually go and cover, and you can go and literally take it with the other one. But from the opening few minutes, you can see I actually started off quite comfortably. Apart from the few dodgy passes at the start, he's finding it quite difficult to break me down. He's having to play quite slow. He's struggling to get around my box, you know, and when he does get there, he's got no one to really pass pass it to. And this is what my game plan was all about, trying to soak up pressure, trying to frustrate him, try and get him to force a mistake, try and get him to overcommit and then hit him. As you can see, we've just intercepted the ball with Bakayoko. We have Kante on the attack, who is very fast. You can see we've played that ball through. Isco all the way through to Griezmann, low driven across goal, the keeper's not saving it, 1-0. How fast was that from him overcommitting his men? Just completely took him apart on the counter attack. I was very happy, but I was also very surprised. I wasn't expecting to get through him like that. And this instantly made his job 10 times harder, because he had the knowledge that I was not going to budge now. I was not going to give him anything. I had no reason to attack. I had the lead. I didn't need to attack. I could just defend this lead. So now what you're going to see from me is quite patient play. Like, I don't need to score. That's what a lot of people don't get. When they're 1-0 up, you have the lead. You don't necessarily need to score. You can slow down a bit. You know, you don't always have to go forward. You can turn back, draw out your opponent, be patient, your chance will come anyway. And you'll notice that as the game goes on, you're gradually drying out your opponent because they're getting frustrated, they're running out of tricks. As you can see, another tackle with Bakayoko there, which becomes a recurring theme throughout this whole gameplay. As you can see, I can start to play balls through the middle now, and I'm starting to get a lot of the ball. He's really starting to struggle to retain possession. He's struggling to get on top of me. He's finding it very difficult to actually get attacks. And as you're going to see in a minute, he actually decides to like change up his tactics or whatever formation, because whatever he's trying is not working against me. You know, I've figured him out. I know what he's doing, and it's becoming very hard for him to actually do what he wants to do. Most of the time this is a positive thing, because if they change the way they play, if they have to change their formation, if they have to change their tactics, it's quite often a sign that they're not comfortable in the game. They're struggling and they need something to change, otherwise they're not going to win. Anyway, as you can see here, I was patiently passing the ball around, just waiting for an opening, just waiting for him to pull a defender out or something, and he does decide to change his tactics, which means he was going to take a different approach at the game, you know, to try and get himself back in it, because it was quite obvious that I was outplaying him at the time, which is really weird for me to say, honestly. Now this is the point I was trying to make when I said his team's attacking. You see he's got a set piece here, and a lot of his players are overcommitting, like staying up the pitch because they've got attacking work rates. And as you can see, as I take the ball from his set piece, I managed to pass it all the way up the pitch with Bakayoko and Isco. Do get a little bit lucky, you know, with that tackle because it bounces straight back to me. But as you can see, I'm right back in his half from his own set piece, you know, regaining that control I had before I gave away the foul. And as you can see, I do get really lucky here with this interception. I do sweat it off to Griezmann, and it is 2-0 to me. And at this point, I was very, very happy. It was a bit of a lucky goal, but I felt I did deserve the second one for what I was doing. Now I want you to watch this next clip, because this is exactly what I was on about with my game plan. You can see I win the ball back in my half, very quickly passing it around. I have 60% of the ball here. Run all the way down with Bale. I know he's got good crossing, so I use it. Header with Martial, and it's 3-0. At this point I was thinking, surely I've got to hold on here. Surely I've got to get a win against such a top player. That was the most amazing thing about how good this guy is and how effective my tactics were against him. Some people may call it newbie, some people might call me a pussy or a faggot or whatever they want, but I'm not stupid enough to try and play him at his own game. If I played him attacking, if I tried to go at him with a 4-3-2-1, I'd get absolutely destroyed, so why would I do that? As you can see here, right from kickoff, Antoine Griezmann makes it 4-0. This dude was falling apart. There was nothing he could do about it, you know. He couldn't gain control of the midfield because of the 4-2-3-1 and how I was using it. When you're winning like by so many goals in this formation, it's so easy to keep the ball, because especially with how defending is this year, there's no pressure on the ball really. Like, it's so easy to pass it in between opponents. You can even see what player they're using, you know, how they're controlling them. So you just basically have to avoid them and keep passing it around them, trying to annoy them. Look at the halftime stats, all over him, you know, barely had a chance at goal. I've completely controlled this game against all of the odds. To be completely honest, the second half was a lot of the same thing, me being patient, and whenever I saw a chance on the break, I decided to just, you know, have a quick attack, see if I could get round him, see if I could catch him out. Very nearly did make it 5-0 with Bale there. I honestly don't mean this video to be like full of praise for myself and everything, because 9 times out of 10 this guy would absolutely smack me. I feel like this was a one-off game, like I can't lie, everything I did seemed to come off, but this guy is very, very good, and people need to understand that. I am not as good as this guy. I mean, like, bloody hell, we're talking about a hashtag United pro player here. We're talking about somebody who won a 140 grand event. Of course this guy is better than me. That's not the point I'm trying to make. Just because bloody Barcelona is better than, oh god, I'm going to hate for this, Arsenal, does that mean Barcelona are going to be Arsenal if they played them 100 times? Like, are they going to beat them 100 times out of 100? Coming to think of it, they probably would. Joking. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that anybody can beat anybody in FIFA, just like anybody could beat anybody in real life, which is kind of a bad thing, I guess, because if somebody like this trains as hard as they do to become the best, and they're being beaten by me of all people, like, it must be frustrating, because like I said, I'm honestly not that good, because I played this guy, and to be completely honest, I found this game more comfortable than I found a game against the bloody Gold 2 player. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way FIFA is. So to quickly recap, the way I beat this guy is I analysed his team. That was the first thing I did. I looked at who he had. I especially looked at his backline. I noticed that Alaba and Hummels, sorry, I think it's Boateng, sorry, were there, and I know they like to attack, so of course I'm going to allow them to come at me, allow them to push forward, and then try and hit them on the break with the pace of Griezmann, Bale and Martial. To be fair, not a lot happened for the last few minutes, like in the second half. It was quite a dead game. The result was becoming quite apparent that I was actually going to win. You see, he goes all out attack, so I do just take it carefully up, see if I could get another goal. To be fair, he does defend that really, really well, considering he only had a couple of people back, so credit to him for that. And I must say, I do have a massive load of respect for this guy. I know he's a pro player, but like, just for how patient he was, even when he was losing, you know, a lot of people would quit, a lot of people would start rage sliding, a lot of people would score own goals, a lot of people would ruin the game for the other person. This guy was a really good sport, and I have nothing but respect for him. Like, this guy's better than me. I have no objections to that. He's much better than me. But yeah, we do get the win, and that's how we did it. The late goal with Suarez didn't really change the game, but it was a nice little chip over my goalkeeper, which I would say was deserved, to be fair, because he did stick around, he did keep coming at me, did have attempts, so I think he deserved a goal to show for it. But that just about covers it, lads. If you want to see some FUT Champions rewards on Thursday, then be sure to drop a like and also leave a comment down below so I know that you'd want to see that. We did get Elite, so there's going to be some decent packs. Leave some video suggestions as well, and if you need any help with FIFA, then be sure to ask, because I'm happy to help. And with all that being said, I do hope you enjoyed the video, because it was a lot of fun to make, especially being a pro player. And yeah, I hope you all have a really good day. I hope you smash it in the weekend league, and yeah, I'll catch you all later. Peace out.